Oh, excuse me. It's good. Show me great. Feels any great? I'm talking any great? Good. Alright, back up. Let's just get warmed up a little bit. Step out of left front stance, left rising block. Hey. First basic combination, or excuse me, shoot on command. My bad. First basic combination, in place, rising block, vertical fist, step forward, knee low. Hey! Hey! Tuck! G! Go! Like this. Hey! 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 Tuck! G! Go! Like this. Hey! 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 Tuck! G! Go! Like this. Hey! 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 Tuck! G! Go! Rope! Leap! Like that. Hey. Second combination, middle outside block. Hey. Reverse punch, instep kick. Hey! Hey! Up! Keep! Go! Like that. Hey! 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 Tuck! Keep! Go! Like that. Hey! 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 Tuck! Keep! Go! Like that. Hey! 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 Tuck! Keep! Go! Like that. Hey! Come here. Can we all agree that one of the principles of Shito-Ryu is that everything we do twists? You can agree with that? Okay. At what point, regardless of the technique, does it twist? If I'm throwing a deck.
Right when it makes contact. Right when you make contact with the opponent.
When I make contact with the opponent, okay?
I kind of look at it as a constant twist.
Constant twist, okay?
It kind of depends. You might be grabbing and you've already made contact and you want to twist. So,
Okay?
depends.
It depends, but kind of what you're describing, I think, is a little more like Greg is in my interpretation of it. Let's start with Brandon. So let's say that I've got a punch incoming here, and I'm going to do a middle inside block. So you're saying that as soon as I make contact with it, I should twist here and then continue my drive? Okay, then what are you saying?
Right when you want to penetrate.
Louder.
Right when you want to penetrate through your
When you
opponent.
want to penetrate, put a pin in that because that's where we're going. That's a better answer. Go.
To me, it feels like an evolution, like how you see.
We're coming to that.
Okay.
We're gonna loop back to That's the point I want to make about something here in a second. So, for you guys, if I understand correctly, you're saying if I'm going to throw a punch, as I'm turning, or excuse me, as it's going out, it's constantly turning to its apex.
This,
That's what I'm hearing?
this, for me it is.
Okay.
No, I didn't say that at all.
Okay.
As far as the block, I agree with what he's saying, that the point of contact or actually when you want to make.
It's almost like halfway.
I was just saying, you have already made contact, if you're using that twist as a grab, I've already contacted, so it doesn't point of contact in that case.
Okay, so it sounds to me like,
I'm not twisting the whole time,
okay.
I twist.
But once you make contact though, it's a constant twist.
Ooh.
Okay, so you kind of split the difference then. Okay, I see what you're
What's
saying.
that, sir?
Kind of, you're taking the long line, you're taking the short line. Okay, I now see
Like
the
you said, it
difference.
depends really when I'm hitting the, it's an evolution, it's constantly to me changing a little.
Okay. With both of those, whether it's from the beginning or from the point of contact, what does that give you as far as a body reaction and power transmission?
To me, it tells you how you're imagining both your partner, your opponent is to you, because when I'm starting to turn, I'm imagining that there's some contact happening and I'm going in, so I'm penetrating through the body.
The twist gives an additional power along with.
The twist does give addition to power. Let's put a pin in that for just 1 second.
I feel like I might be going through my opponent or twisting.
Okay? You guys are kind of poking around it from the way it sounds. With the constant rotation, or with the make contact and then constant rotation, you end up with a slow, like a slow drill motion. So your penetration theoretically could be as deep, but the power transmission is going to be spread over a broader surface area, which is not necessarily a bad thing. It's just a thing. It's different. So if I'm throwing a reverse pump and I'm constantly doing this rotation, it's possible, and correct me if I'm wrong, if I'm misunderstanding what you're saying, it's possible that I could make contact here. Correct. Okay. And then I've got that to finish off with.
This, a vertical punch.
Right.
At that point.
Well, okay, we'll talk about that in just a second. Depends on where it is. If we're going to start like here, grappling, then absolutely.
Pardon me?
Then absolutely. Because I've already made contact and I'm going to kind of bore through them this way. The farther out they get, the less I agree with that for one reason. It's not wrong. We're just talking differences in power transmission. The more constant is going to give you, again, a slower, like drill motion, and it's going to spread the power over a wider area, so you get a different reaction. The more you wait till the last instant to dump it, the deeper, quicker, and more precise power transmission you get. It's like slapping somebody versus stabbing somebody, kind of thing with the transmission. Both are going to do their job, it's just going to do it differently. So we talked about that being broken into lines, right? If I'm going to he's far enough away, he's going to get the vertical punch. It's not necessarily that I want to hit vertical punch this way. I'm going to hit him here and then drive that short one into him. You're going to get a much more violent reaction on the body because you get a quicker and deeper penetration. Oh, okay, I thought you had a...
I thought you were saying, wait a minute.
No,
sorry.
sorry.
Yeah, but I'm picturing that even if you're close, and I'm wanting to pull a full reverse punch, and I catch you here vertically, that's where it caught me, but I'm gonna still do it. I'm just talking about, we're doing the full motion, and I caught him at a vertical. It wouldn't, I could still dump it after once I'm at vertical. Now, if I'm already all the way here before I hit them, then I find if I'm here and then hit them, I just did this.
And you're not wrong, and I don't disagree with that. The point I'm trying to make is you're going to get a different reaction depending upon how you're doing it. With a block, let's talk about blocks for a second. The same concept. I'm going to assume you guys have the same feeling on blocking. Are you constantly turning or impacting turn or?
To me, it's more when I feel like the impact is near or there is when the evolution seems to match. I guess if you're gauging it correctly,
The impact in turn is hurting your arm.
Right. If you turn too soon, you end up banging bone on bone. So we all can agree on there is such a thing as too soon. Okay. With the difference in punching that we were talking about, if you're doing a constant twist, like for example, if I start here and I'm twisting through the motion, at best, you get a parry. You're gonna push them away. You lose the penetration, you lose most of the pressure point damage you could do, and you lose most of the striking that you can do with it. Because you're going to end up, again, it's like that slow rotation drill. You're just going to push them away, which you might want to do. Again, depends. But the waiting, if I'm going to do a down block and I catch him here, and I wait to the last instant to twist, I get a different reaction and I can actually change the way their bodies go. So like middle inside block, you can do some really weird things with middle inside block with that. So one thing to remember, it is going to be different whether you do a slow rotation or you do this impact. The biggest thing to take away is when you're doing blocks, if you're doing this slow rotation, be cognizant of these bones. Because if you're turning too soon, you're going to end up, hammer fisting whatever it is, and that could be a bad day. Unless you start, banging on. So, just as an FYI. All right, left front stance, left middle guard. All right, number 3, down block, back fist, front 45 side kick. Hey. Hey. No, you did. You heard me or felt it, whatever. Hey. I will project more. Son. Hey. Go. What there?
Hey.
Hey. Hey. Son. Hey. Go. What there?
Hey.
Hey. Hey. Up. Hey. Go. What there?
Hey.
Hey. Hey. Heat. Go. Right there.
Right?
Yeah. Right.
Forget it. When we're doing these, we don't have to do the full load thing. We're doing, or yes, I should be going.
Technically, you should be full load. But
Okay, but it feels fighting stance.
yeah, I know. I'm not going to twist over
It should be
tonight.
full technically.
Technically, if we had white belts and all that in here, then I would say yeah, pull it. Tonight I'm in kind of this kind of mood, so it doesn't really bother me at all. Number 4, where we at? Middle inside block, uppercut, back kick. Hey, hey, up, hey, go. What there?
Right?
Hey! Hey! Up! Hey! Go! What there?
Right?
Hey! Hey! Up! Hey! Go! Right there.
Right?
Hey! Hey! Hunt! Yeet! Go! What there?
Right?
Number 5, double block, flail front kick. Hey! Hey! Hunt! Yeet! Go! What there?
Right?
Hey! Hey! Hunt! Yeet! Go! What there?
Right?
Hey! Hey! Hunt! Hey! Oh! What there?
Right?
Hey! Hey! Hunt! Hey! Go! there.
Hi.
Come in. Mask and water break if you need it.
It's amazing how the bases can tire the shit out of you.
Sorry?
It's amazing how the bases can tire the shit out of you.
Okay. Oh, while you guys are finished up, I was meant to start class with this and it completely slipped my mind. Today in Japanese history is a very auspicious day. Does anybody know what today is? The anniversary of in Japanese culture.
No, sir.
No?
No, sir.
Okay. It is the anniversary of the ending the story for the 47 Ronin. Who here does not know what the 47 Ronin are?
I know the 47 Ronin, but I don't remember the whole story.
Okay.
Something we would be good.
Close enough. You really don't know the story of the 47 Ronin. Ah, see, that sounds like an excuse. No, sir, I raise my hand that I do not.
I do
Stick
not
with
know
your
well,
answer.
sir.
I'm mostly just messing with you, but okay. We're gonna some education. Back in the samurai days, 16 whatever, I don't remember the exact year, 1600, whatever that is. There was the shogun who ran things, and then the samurai who were like the county mayors. They controlled a certain section of territory for the shogun. As part of their duty, every year they would have to travel to the capital to meet with the shogun and glad hand and do all that political nonsense. And as you can figure, there was a lot of infighting, a lot of backstabbing, a lot of political BS. One of the in crowd set up one of the country samurai, goaded him into a fight, basically, in the shogun's castle. Rule number one in shogun era Japan was you did not draw a sword in shogun's castle. He did. Shogun said, I got no choice. You got to commit seppuku. So he killed himself. This samurai had 47 retainers. His other
47?
retainers, like his bodyguards, his assistants, his deshis, that kind of thing. They had a choice. They knew that the guy got set up and this was a bad thing. So again, revenge, back that time, revenge was a big thing. So they had a choice. They either fight then and die, or they figure out another plan. So they figure, okay, we're not going to fight here, but we got to avenge our master, kind of thing. So they went off into the countryside and became Ronin, which is a masterless samurai, kind of thing. So they had no boss, they had no guidance. So they put on the airs of becoming drunks and gamblers and just bad people. Because the guy that set up their master was watching them. They're like, yeah, okay, the fight's coming. We know the fight's coming. So we're going to keep an eye on it. So they put on this ruse for over a year. When things had kind of died down, this other guy wasn't paying attention anymore, they all got together and go, now's the time. Now, they knew what they were going to do was going to result in their death because the shogun was going to order them to commit seppuku anyway, but they were going to avenge their master. So, when the night came for them to do it, they actually went around to the neighborhood, around this guy's castle. Said, hey, this is who we are, this is what we're doing, just let you know. Don't freak out, you guys are safe. and they stormed the castle in various ways. Kicked gas. The guy that set up their master drug him out of the courtyard, removed head from shoulder, put head in bag, and all 47 went to the shogun and said, hey, we did this, and this is why, you know why. The shogun said, cool, you guys are great guys, but this is the law. So on this day in 16 whatever, 47 of them in the courtyard of the shogun's castle, because they were bound to their lord, Lord King, not Lord, don't think that. And that has been like one of the main stories in Japanese culture forever, is that
This is the anniversary of the day that
they,
And that, when you say story, that actually happened.
it actually happened, yes. There, you can go to Japan and see their graves. There's a grave and a monument monument where they were all buried. And they weren't thought of as criminals because
They were or were not?
were not. They were not thought of as criminals because they were showing loyalty to their master, kind of thing. And the dedication that it took to do that for a year plus to make it happen. Because this guy, I guess from my point of view, the moral of the story is justice was not served on this guy who needed it by the government. So they took care of business, knowing that it would result in their death. I think that's why the story kind of stuck. So there we go. So next year when I ask you the same question, what are you going to say today is?
Today is,
Really?
yes, I heard.
Short-term memory, man. You either need more meth or less meth. I'm not real sure which. That's a joke. Wow. Okay. Story of the 47 Ronin. Write it down. Okay, let's do this. Brandon, step back a couple of squares. Yeah, right about there is good. You guys maybe half a square toward me. All right. You guys remember Star Wars at all? The four-corner drill, kind of, sort of? All right, let's do it a couple times just to get the rhythm.
walk me through.
Yeah, we're going to walk through it. Okay, the thing to remember, always back leg turn, always. The order is a 180-degree turn, a 270-degree turn, and a 180. So it's when you're turning, it's 180, 270, 180. And it's always back leg. So, from Yoi, you're going to step out, left front stance, left down block. Hey. Step Sanshin punch. Hey. Now, rear leg, 180. Down block, front stance. Hey. Step Sanshin punch. Hey. Good. Now is the 270 rear leg turn. You're going to end up facing the road. Hey. Good. Step Sanshin punch. Hey. Now, rear leg, 180. Hey. Rear leg. There we go. Step Sanshin punch. Hey. Good. And stand up, Yoi. Yoi facing the direction you were already. We're going to just keep doing it. Part of this drill is the shifting part of it. So, now you're going to go directly to your front. Down block. I think you guys got down block, step punch. We'll do that one count. So, left front stance, left down block, step Sanshin punch. Hey! Down block, punch. Good. Rear leg turn, 180, down block and punch. Hey! And step punch. There we go. Now, 270, rear leg turn. You're going to end up facing me. Hey! And punch. There we go. 180, facing the back of the dojo. Hey! Good. Still facing that same direction. Stand up, Yoi. Good. Now, next series, we're going to do exactly the same way. So, down block punch, going the direction you are. Hey! 180-degree turn, face me. Hey! Good. 270, you end up facing the basketball hoop. Hey! Good. 180, you end up facing the road. Hey! Good. Stand up, yaw. And the last of the four. Heading toward the road. Hey. Towards the basketball hoop. Hey. Towards the back of the dojo. Hey. Towards me. Hey.
Hey!
Good. Come on. Ah, pretty simple, yes? Okay.
Simple when you're doing it slowly, yes, sir.
Simple when we're doing it slowly and we're doing it on this side. And we're not throwing in a kick.
Oh,
Or
there's
another
kicks.
punch.
Oh, I guess you can
Oh.
do whatever you want with it, right? Yes.
This is like the day one drill, just to get everybody going in the same direction. Then we add in different blocks, throw in some kicks, throw in some other stuff. Then we do it on the other side. Just once you get used to starting on the left side, then we throw it in on the right side, and everything goes to hell again. One of the things that I like this drill for, especially at you guys' level, is to really start working, or excuse me, start deeply thinking about how to turn and how to pivot. With our martial arts, does it work off the push or the pull? We've talked about this before. Pull, right? So everything that we do, we are pulling ourselves into position. Whether it's a punch, whether it's a block, it's always pulling that's going to get us there. Where is the human body strong? In what area of the universe? Okay,
It's
big
built to, because of gravity, to take.
Where's our strongest
down
point?
direction.
To the ground, the part closest to the ground. Is that what you mean?
Okay, just so my brain can sort them out because they came in this order. Say that again, please.
Because of gravity, the body's built to be able to take force in a downward rather than upward.
Okay.
I look at it as the part that's centered closest to the ground is the strongest because you can get, you're touching something at that point.
Okay. Both of you are right. Both of you answered the question I asked. I asked the wrong question.
We're right, we forget it.
You're right. Well, you did it again. Here, now that I hear the answer, yeah, they answered the question that I asked the wrong question.
Our center,
No, that's not where I'm going.
The hips.
Everybody knows Da Vinci's Vitruvian Man drawing?
Yes.
Everybody knows that drawing?
Yes.
Yes? Okay. If you take that drawing and you inscribe a sphere, rather than being a flat picture, a sphere around that person, around a person, for example, where within that sphere, not, you guys answered for personal body, which is the question I asked, where in that sphere, without moving, just standing position, where is the human body able to exert power most efficiently, or at all?
Where the bottom half and the top half meet in the middle.
Elaborate.
So
I don't understand.
where your body, your bottom, your top half of your body.
Not okay. You're still on the other question. Where out here in this sphere can I
so the center
return
of that
power
sphere,
or inflict power, insert power?
the center of that sphere.
Okay.
This area,
Also in that direction.
There we go. Okay. More what you were saying.
this area.
Okay.
Center front.
Center front.
I know, sir.
Don't know.
360.
No, not really.
Not so much back.
Not so much back here. The human body is built to deliver power 45 to 45, nose to about belly button pelvis. So this cone is where the human body can deliver maximum power. Now, okay, what about back kick? Yeah, I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that you
I was going
can't
to
go
talk
up
about
there.
turning, but.
Right, I would turn, yeah, exactly. Okay, there are, okay, well, what about side kicks, yeah? Yeah, okay, yes, that's not what I'm talking about. From just a raw perspective, Okay, yes, we can get a powerful sidekick to the side. Yes, I can insert the sim. But the arm don't work that way. The legs can do other things. For the most part, this is where I can deliver power. More specific to the point I'm trying to make is what you guys said, center front. Okay? It is very difficult for me to deliver power back here with my upper body. Okay? Yeah, I can get back kick going that way. I can get side kick going the other direction. Okay. Knowing that this is the cone of power, what does that tell us about turning? About how to turn and how to pivot?
You should turn it in that zone.
Okay?
Don't go too far outside or kick too in.
Okay?
How many times you was carrying this? The other side?
Not bad either.
Tells
Kinda
you
like-
where.
What?
I think it tells you where to pivot.
Okay, yeah, we're getting
Or
there.
the opponent.
Okay?
That's hip width is what you should kind of be.
Yes, 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 yes to all of that. You guys did good. Better than I thought. So, if we know that I have to pull, and I know that I need to keep my power within this cone and all of that, and I gotta carry this cone with me, what does that tell me about how I should place my feet? Essentially, I'm going to do a rear leg turn. How should I turn to keep all of those things we talked about, and keep power and balance and all that other?
You put your foot down in the right place.
Put your foot down in the right place and pull into it. That's a simple answer.
I think that's the overlap.
That's the overlap.
Like, I guess when I said it's someone in play, I said keep within, but I think when you're doing a turn person, you have to go beyond this is where my hip is, but I'm going beyond it so that by the time I turn, this leg is kind of now over, but proportional to where this one was in front. I don't mind this one.
Well, 100% correct. I agree with everything you said. I'm not sure what your point is, though.
Well, because I had said keep your body within your hips.
Oh,
When you're
okay.
turning,
Well,
I don't think that that is an accurate statement for me to make. You're going
Not
past.
wrong. There are maybe different words that you might want to think about. The principle that you were trying to elaborate on is kind of the principle that we're getting to. So you're not wrong. I think you just need some more words to come to you. So okay, if I'm here, so given all of those things, if I'm here and I do my eyes, my feet, my hips, and my hands, as I'm doing that specific turn, what hip is pulling?
The hip that's in the direction you're going to turn, that's pointing to the. Well, this hip is back to where I'm going to be turning. So whichever wherever your hip is, that it's going to move into. Some words.
You're right. The hip that is going to be in front is pulling.
Okay.
Okay? If I do front leg turn, what hip is pulling?
The one that's going to be in front
Same
of
hip.
you.
Exactly the same. So how does that translate, or what does that tell us about spinning, like one-legged spinning?
One leg spinning.
If I turn that way, I can't really do it.
You're you're not turning with as much, the most amount of power that you can turn with.
True.
You're losing a lot of power.
Losing a lot of power.
You do or no?
Yes,
It's
you
losing
do.
a lot.
All from this?
Now,
It's completely on that.
so what hip is actually pulling that way? If you do a one leg turn. That way.
That was a very long one.
One leg turn like this.
One leg turn like that, yeah.
It still feels like it's the leg that's going to be in front, but it's not. It's not rooted. Because I
not.
feel like this is pulling me still.
Okay. We'll,
Seems like you're just
we'll get to
spinning on
that
your
feeling in
foot.
a second. Yeah.
Seems like you're just spinning on your foot. You're not really pulling with the head.
You are, but you're pulling with the back hip using the back muscles. The human body, well, let's analyze this for a second. Why is the human body strong this way?
This way?
In this cone that we're talking about, in this front 45, why is the human body strong this way?
All your major muscles are this way.
Absolutely, because this is all of the human bone structure and muscle structure says this is where the world exists, kind of thing. So anything that I'm pulling across here is going to be powerful. So when I do this standard rear leg turn, I'm pulling using the musculature of the front of my body. When I'm doing this, the feeling that you're feeling is the back muscle pulling on that hip. So still just this back hip that's pulling, and you're pulling from the rear. So you're losing power, and you're losing balance, and losing all of those things, doing it that way. Is there a way to do a one-leg turn
This?
and still have power, balance, blah, 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 blah?
Yes.
How?
By this foot extending to balance yourself as you're going. Because I feel like, for instance, if I'm doing this turn and I move my foot to balance, I can still, for instance, I'll still be flexible and be able to do a kick like that. I could balance because this foot is balancing me as I'm turning and I can still get some power. Now, I don't think it's as powerful as this foot is. Powerful. It's powerful. It could be powerful.
Where you're trying to go is not wrong. How you described it, I disagree with. When you're going to do that kick, I agree that you can do that kick. Spinning, pressing kick, or spinning hook kick. But actually, you're going to complete most of the turn first before the kick goes. So you're actually going to do most of the turn. You're not going to be doing necessarily that. As I'm here, I'm going to be doing this, and now the kick goes. If I start that kick out here, people like me are going to go, thank you, Lord, for the gift we have about to receive. We're going to hook it right on top of your head, because you're going to have no power going that way. So I will, if I haven't been clear, yes, you can make a one-legged spinning turn with power. But given all the things that we were talked about, what is the key to making that happen?
A one-legged spin?
A one-legged spin.
I'm up to mine. You can't really do it without much power.
Do that with the other leg.
What's that?
Use the other leg.
This leg?
No. Use the other leg. Yes. Now, spin on
This
your
leg?
left leg and throw your right leg. What was different? Louder. Louder.
I said I had something completely different, not related to the question. Not related to the question. I was thinking that you don't want to do this.
Okay, that is exactly what I was having Greg demonstrate, so you're probably on the same path.
I mean, you make it the front leg, you make it this the front leg and cross it over to the center.
If from there, if you throw your left leg kick,
My left leg
your
kick.
left leg kick, the spin thing we're doing.
So with this leg spinning and kicking.
Spinning on your right foot, but
Oh.
kick with you.
So
That. Okay? Now, do the opposite. Plant the other foot, kick with the other leg.
yeah, that definitely feels stronger.
Right. Now, question is why? Because you're right.
You're going over your center. You're turning. You're creating a twist where technically this becomes the front leg, whereas
We're getting
this
there.
one,
We're getting there.
it's still the back leg that is. It's a pull. This, I'm still. It feels well. You told me it's not, but it feels like because I'm going across my body, I can spin out more. I don't know how else to explain it.
Done. Good.
Pulling with a different hip, right?
Pulling with a different hip, not just a different hip, but a different direction. When Greg goes to spin on the right foot and throw the left leg that way, what is he pulling with? He's pulling with those back muscles that we were talking about, which we've determined is not correct. But if he spins on the left foot and throws the right leg, he's spinning into this cone of power, using the musculature on the front part of the body. So absolutely, you can do a one-legged spin with power, but it has to involve going this way, not that way.
So going across your body is what you mean when you say this way. Going across your body, like you're. Because
Does
this
it-
way I'm
well-
not going across it.
If those words make sense to you, then keep using them, okay? Because you're not wrong. I would choose different words because to me, you're still crossing the body as you're describing no matter which way you go. It's just how you're crossing the body. So that's where I get lost on the whole crossing the body terminology.
Well, let me rephrase. You're crossing into the body.
That I will agree with. Yes. So yes, we're crossing this way, you can have power. Crossing this way, you got no power. So if you're going to do like a one-legged spin type motion, and there are places where it can be really useful, which we'll save for another day. It's got to go this way. It can't go that way. So, all of that as part of the education on pivoting, but also to say this. Those of you that continue to this day to insist on doing this unbraced rear leg turn spin, please stop doing that. Hopefully this has illustrated why more. Stop doing that.
Yes.
If you're going to do like a rear leg turn that goes to the open side, you've got to plant that foot. Now, for those of you that weren't here last Wednesday when we were talking about the beginnings of this, do not be afraid to cheat. When I first started training, there was a guy that was training with us. He lives up in Jacksonville now. I don't know what he was doing, but he looked up the word strategy in the dictionary. And you know how they always have like, synonyms at the end of the definition? And whatever dictionary he had is the definition of strategy because wants you to ask him a question about strategy. Okay, strategy, blah, 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 blah. See cheating.
Wow.
So that kind of became a running theme for a while. I ain't cheating, I'm being strategic, kind of thing. And guys that I have known that have gone into the military and special forces, like one of their mantras is, if you ain't cheating, you ain't trying. Okay? And if you get caught, you ain't cheating well enough. Kind of thing. That's military. So, that's to say this. But especially with this 270 degree turn. If I'm going to do a 270 turn that way, I cannot get my foot over there. My foot literally needs to be on the other side of that line to make that turn, right? There is no way, using this foot here, that I can get there. You can't get there, you can't get there, you can't get there. I know maybe a handful of people that are dumb enough that they can get their leg over there. They're still doing damage, but don't do it anyway. So, do I just throw my hands up and go, I can never make a 270-degree turn?
Outside the front foot a little bit.
I break it into parts. 270 degrees is 90 plus 180. 90 plus 180. When you do that smoothly, without, without talking through it, it looks like you made that step over. I need to turn. I don't have the flexibility to do this. Ain't nothing wrong with that. What is this? It's 45 ton sheet. 45 not fun. That's not how you feel. So you're going from a position of power and balance to another position of power and balance. That's fine. Ain't nothing wrong with that. But if you have in your mind, okay, there's I've got to just do this in one motion. Get rid of that.
I guess I'm still in Sanchi. I was gonna say, I kind of do this, but I guess
Yeah.
I'm still in.
Yeah, you end up in a Sanshin, I kind of end up in an Ifanchi. It's just
This.
we're built a little different. That's all. Right?
This.
So anytime we're turning, we have to pull into that stance. And once you smooth it out, it becomes one motion. And in the beginning it might be one potato, two potatoes. That's fine. And then you smooth it out.
This.
One of the analogies I haven't used in a while, it's kind of germane to the point now. You have a circle, right? Is there anything really more smooth than a circle?
More smooth.
More smooth. Let's just say it's a perfect circle. Yeah.
Not really.
Okay, not really, right? What is a circle though, really?
Continuum.
True. True. It is a series of connected, infinitely small, straight lines. If I take a piece, let's take a piece of rebar. You know what rebar is? If I take a metal bar, right, straight, a straight line. I put 3 bends in it, what do I have? I have a square. If I take a square of 1, 2, 3, I have a square. Yes? I connect it together. What happens if I crimp the middle of each of those segments? I get an octagon. What happens if I crimp each one of those sections? I get a whatever 16 is in Latin, or like 16agon, whatever that is. But what is happening? It is becoming more and more circular. And I take that, and then I crimp those out. I get whatever a 32agon is. Do it again. The more that you do that, but the point is that no matter how closely you zoom in, a circle that's perfectly smooth is a series of small straight lines connected together. So the same thing here. I don't want to make a circle. I want to make a series of straight lines that eventually becomes so small that it looks like.
That's deep, sir.
Welcome to the Matrix.
I was fighting it, but I get what you're saying. Because I would say, no, there's a part where it bends, but I guess if they're so small, no, it doesn't bend. They're just little lines that keep going around.
As you start out, the angle becomes infinitesimally small,
Yes.
but it's still there. The angle is still there. Okay. Star Wars.
Right?
So about it.
One count, one segment. So down block punch is one count. Coming forward. 8. 8. Stop. Oh, yeah, I can feel the power difference on those. G. Good, young man. Stand up right facing the same direction you are. Good. Second series done the same way. 8. 8. Stop. G. Oh. Nice, young man, sorry. You guys are doing well. I like it. I'm all excited. I forgot how to count. 8. 8. Stop. G. Come here. 8. 8. Stop. G. Good. Come here. Much better. Hopefully that felt better to you guys. It definitely felt better, looked better to me.
Yes.
All right, before we go, Star Wars, all 4, one count. So you're gonna start here, go through all 4. You're gonna end here.
On our
All,
own.
well, I'm gonna say Hajime, but yes, on your own. I'm not gonna count it. Always a rear leg turn. 180, 270, 180. Make life easy on yourself. At the end of the 4th one, stand up yoi, reset, and do the next series. Don't
Right.
try and blend it all together. That never goes well. So, from yoi, all the way through. Hajime. Rock and roll, Mr. Brandon. Yoi.
I can imagine how confused I could be if you just said once a minute, like throw a kick in there on each one.
Now there he goes, ruining my Monday class. Surprise. All right, much better. I like that. Questions, comments, concerns?
Have you guys done it where you say, all right, now just start diagonal?
Oh, not in a long time. Oh, God, no. That's tomorrow.
Does that still mess you up?
Oh,
That
yeah.
kind of,
It's one of those things that if you're not in the zone, it messes everybody up. Because I don't care how hard you try, how hard we all try, on some level, you cue off of the building. And it takes effort to not do that. The more you train, the easier it is to ignore that. But still, if I'm not having a good day, it'll kill me just as much as it'll kill everybody else. And that's the weird thing. It's actually like take kata for example. It is easier to go to a completely different location and do kata than it is to stand in your own dojo and face a different direction and do kata.
Because you set your own direction when you're in that new place, that's the new
That's
direction.
the new direction. Absolutely. All right, anything else? Oh, there's no Monday class. It's Wednesday class. All right, just FYI, Wednesday, is our last one till the new year. You got time? Stop by. If not, Merry Christmas,
There's
Happy
still
New Year.
next week. I thought there was,
Yeah.
oh, this is it.
Yeah, for James is going to have the because school is closed, he will have kids here during the day. So he's looking to haul at 5 o'clock when the kids get picked up, and he put a kibosh on.
Oh,
the
so
adult-
he changed it. Okay, got it.
So yeah, so Wednesday will be the last of our classes until the new year.
Because might have to come 3 times.
All right, no, call it. There we are.
It's good. So we need bread. Y'all should need bread. What's not getting bread?
What the next? Gold.